AJ, welcome in. Happy Friday, bro. How you doing? I still remember my very first day on TradingView. I opened 2 minis instead of 2 micros and got my profit at daily max. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, sometimes it works out, but most of the time it just doesn't end well. Hey AJ, how are you, man? How's your day going so far? Mark, welcome in, welcome in. How you doing? AJ, you got your laptop fixed. Nice. Did they tell you what was wrong with it? Because my bet is just a ribbon cable came loose. Oh, okay, fair enough. Happy Friday, Mark. Hope you're doing well. So we've got about 11 minutes until the market's open. We're just chilling out until then, but I'd love to see a little bit more of a sell-off on NQ. And then I'm going to try and go for a stochastic play with my divergent strategy that I'm kind of working on. I was waiting to long NQ today at 724. Just here. It was stingy on my limit order and it came down only to 725. Oh, what, during whereabouts? Was it here at London Open? What's the divergent strategy? So, as you can see, I've got two indicators on the bottom. The top one is the Williams percent range, or the W%R. And basically that, along with the RSI on the bottom, I've been using it for the last couple days. I think the best one to show you is this one from Friday. So on the 5-minute chart, obviously the RSI is heavily overbought, and then we break it down on the 1-minute. And on the 1-minute, obviously we're looking for shorts now because of the 5-minute chart. Basically, it's just a divergence between both of these indicators along with the price. So as you can see, you've got lower highs and lower highs. Meanwhile, price is making higher highs. And so you're now interested in this kind of area for sells. And that, paired with a decent sort of like supply and demand understanding, you'd be able to obviously see we've swept out this area. So now, after such a large move, we're now interested in reversing the market to come and basically take all of this like liquidity sitting at the bottom. And so I was able to get shorts. I think it was off this candle here. So I waited for the close of this bearish candle. My stop loss was just at the high, and then because we didn't have a New York low, apart from a really small one, with that, you're basically then targeting for this whole move. So you're wanting quite a large move along with it. But you're then basically wanting this whole move here to get taken out. So your take profit would have been either... Let's just drag this out so you can see it a little bit more. So then your take profit would have been either the London low or the Asia low. And obviously you're not really risking too much. But yeah, it's not fully defined yet. But I'm working on it, you know? It just takes a little bit more forward testing so that I can actually refine the entry criteria. For now, we've got a decent sized drop, but preferably I like it to kind of be in the New York session, so obviously I'm not looking for entries just yet, at which point I'll then be looking at the bottom of both the indicators and looking for your divergence within that. Make sense? I think it's around 11 on my chart. 11. Oh, yeah, I see it. So you're looking for longs around here, yeah? Then it came down to 25.5, and your limit order was at 24. Would have been a nice trade. I'm not sure whereabouts you'd have been targeting. I don't know if you've been targeting this high or high of the session, or if you are still going for 10 points on NQ. But yeah, we've got about 5 minutes till the market's open, so we'll see if we get that drop. If we push up, then I'll be looking at all-time highs from December. And we'll kind of just be expecting to take these, to be honest. At which point, it'll be quite hard to trade, because obviously you have no previous levels to the left-hand side. And yeah, then trading becomes a little bit dangerous. Target was 781. Okay. I get you. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm not sure if we do drop from here, to be honest, because I already called shorts on this area here, and obviously that then dropped like crazy. So the fact that we've managed to then push back up tells me that we're just gonna push through. We're no longer going to respect like the sort of like resistance up here. So yeah, I can definitely see all-time highs happening either today or maybe Monday open or just sometime next week. So it could just be a write-off of a day, to be honest. I was a little bit like reluctant to trade today, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't like trading at all-time highs. That whole kind of area just, I don't know, it just makes me feel less confident. Sorry guys, I was just sorting out my trading terminal. Getting a little bit of a bounce here, nothing too crazy. But even from this, you can still see we were making higher lows while we were making lower lows on the chart. Kind of the same on the RSI, but it just wasn't sold off enough for me to think that is enough. And obviously, as you can see, we're kind of now re-tapping into that zone. The idea is to just be able to get like a really small stop loss on this position, basically just trying to protect either the high or the low. So this one, for example, ideally your entry would have been on the close of this candle. Oh no, sorry, this candle here, basically the same area. The close of this high, because obviously it's the last bullish candle, and then your stop loss is just at the low of that zone, and then you're effectively targeting, it'd be the high of the day on this one, but I don't deem this as valid yet, and also it's outside of New York hours, so sitting on our hands for now. ES is still a little bit far from all-time high, so I frequently check POIs in ES and trim and QL. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I feel like if all-time highs are going to get taken, it'll be NQ that does the move first, and then obviously ES will push up to match it, and in doing so, we'll then push NQ above all-time highs. Maybe not 1,800 points high, but yeah, it's if ES were to take the highs first, then I wouldn't expect NQ to take them. It's usually NQ leads ES into like taking levels. If ES takes a level first, then NQ tends to reverse from that point. Yeah, see. I didn't think it would hold up. The markets are now open though, so let's see what we get. I'd like to see somewhere around here get tapped into before pushing back up. If we take Asia low, then we'll be watching to see how price reacts from that point. If we're continuing to sell off, then we could just see a full like reversal play, but for now, seems like buyers are holding up the market. Come on, let's see a nice drop here. Hopefully we get all those early buyers get stuck in this trade now. Drop down, and then we can start looking for divergences. Okay, there's that nice drop. I'm still not interested in long entries though. The 5 minutes not yet oversold enough for me. buyers stepping into the market, but I think they'll get trapped as well, to be honest. I used to scalp 5 points on ES at New York Open. Rejects. Okay. See, I've never really traded ES, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I feel like it just moves a little bit too slow for me. It's a very good market to trade. Like, don't get me wrong. And obviously the profit per tick for futures is a lot higher than it is on NQ. It's about 2.5 times more profitable, but I don't know. I definitely prefer fast-paced markets, but I just love NQ, to be honest. Yeah, the price action's a lot better on NQ. But of course, you know, if you're able to kind of see a trade happen on NQ, but ES hasn't quite taken that trade, you know, you could always then change markets, take the same entry on ES. So then you've kind of got the whole of NQ as like an added confluence. ES chart's too ugly these days. To be honest, all charts are ugly these days. There's not been much market structure, that's for sure. You know, we're just getting one direction moves all day, every day. Like, there's nice scalping opportunities, but as far as like larger trades are concerned, you know, you're having to kind of change your approach to the market compared to how it was, you know, let's say 6 months ago. My view on gold. Well, it's really dropped this morning, hasn't it? 70 points. Jeez. Okay, so it's just taken out this level here. So we could see a buy response from here. Hopefully continuing that bearish channel. But, you know, a buy response maybe to... yeah, no, I'm not really liking this chart, to be honest. You could possibly see like this area here get retested before a continuation to the downside. Or you could see a further drop into this area before buyers step into the market heavily. But I mean, gold's been bullish for so long now, it's hard to really tell. It's definitely been due a drop, that's for sure. You know, things can't just go up forever, so kind of similar with NQ, to be totally honest. Sadly, we've not managed to do much on NQ. US and China signed a tariff deal. Okay. When did they sign that deal? Because I know that they signed a deal like a week into the pause, 2 weeks into the pause. Today, I think that's why gold dropped. Yeah, it makes sense. You know, if the world's becoming less scary, which obviously them signing a deal will do, then yeah, gold will drop. It's why, you know, the moment war started being considered, you know, we were getting all of this, and then the second the war got de-escalated, we had this, and yeah, it's just dangerous times, man. Like, there's so much going on in the world that the markets are just constantly changing. I mean, it's like NQ, right? Like, we had this huge drop because Trump got into office, and then we had the news about tariffs, and then he immediately then paused the tariffs, which then caused this, and we've just basically recovered entirely, as if it never even happened. No, it's just mad. No, I can understand why people would call it like, what is it, market manipulation? Insider trading, something along those lines, by Trump. Yeah, I didn't quite get the sell-off on NQ that we were after. But as far as gold is concerned, I'd be staying out for now. It's not really indicating that it's going to go up, and you know, it's already dropped too far to really validate sells, so I'd just be staying out of this market for now. The only thing you could really now consider, to be honest, is obviously we've swept this hanging liquidity, and then on the 1 minute we've had a sweep and now break. So possibly watch for something along the lines of drop, continuation break, tap back into this area here, and then, you know, just look at getting out of these highs. That's the only real trade I'd be looking for right now on gold. But other than that, I'd just be staying out. It's way too unsafe right now. Daily women's percent is very low. On what time frame? On the daily. Yeah, the RSI is not, but this would have been a really interesting zone. Sadly, I didn't quite get the divergence on the Williams, but yeah, I can see it dropping a lot, to be honest. I don't know why on the daily you just get these random Asia time zones. Yeah, I mean, just that curve there is just insane for gold. Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Panic selling is going to go crazy. Not quite the break that I'd be wanting on gold, but so far you'd now be looking for a sweep of this, and you'd be looking for a tap into this zone, ideally the 50%, stop loss at the low, and so far you'll obviously be targeting this high here, but hopefully it pushes up a little bit more, comes back down, plants some more like liquidity, pushes up even higher, then comes down, sweeps the whole lot, takes out this area of interest, and then you can be looking maybe somewhere around here, and just try and get that risk to reward as high as possible. We'll come back to it. We'll let it play out a little bit. Actually, I'll leave this on just so that we have a little bit more clarity when we come back. NQ, not really doing too much. ES as well. Russell sold off a lot and has been bought back up. Russell actually kind of tapped into that zone that we originally marked out on NQ. And then US 30's pushed up. Yeah, not the nicest markets all week, to be honest. Equities has been awful to trade this week. But we're only 14 minutes into market open, so we'll give it some more time to play out. What's everyone's plans for the weekend? Just a chill weekend as usual. Nice. Can't go wrong with just chilling out. I'm gonna game until my laptop gets spoiled again. What game are you gonna play, bro? Cancelled all plans just to slack off at home. That's a mood right there. I was meant to like clean my house today and just do a whole reset of the house, but I've instead just been locked away in my office and just been chilling all day. I missed it. Esports football and Black Hawk Down. I can't say I've ever played Black Hawk Down, and I'm not really into football, so no worries, Quasi. What's Black Hawk Down about? I know the movie, but I've never played the game. Oh, Delta Force. Yeah. I've played Delta Force, obviously, because we've spoken about it before, but I didn't know that they'd released a version called Black Hawk Down. What is it like? One side is was it Africa that it landed in? I think it was Africa. I can't really remember. Give it a shot. It's fun. Yeah, I think I need to update my Black Hawk. I've not touched it since like 3 or 4 weeks after it came out. So I'm pretty sure I've got like 20 gig or 30 gig to update it with. But yeah, I'll give it a go. I've been waiting to play more Crime Simulator, but I'm waiting for my friends to get it. My best mate's on holiday again. Me and him obviously went to Ibiza, and then we came back, and then it was like his birthday a couple of days after. So him and the family have gone down to Wales for a week, but he comes back tomorrow. So then I'm gonna buy him it, just like a little birthday present type thing. And then me and him are just gonna play Crime Simulator. I think Palo's getting it as well. So there's just gonna be 3 of us just breaking into people's houses and stealing their TVs and coffee machines. The most valuable things in people's houses. Forget about jewelry. We're not interested in jewelry. Coffee machines. That's coffee machines and kettles. Have fun. Thanks, man. Kwasi, glad you're back. You didn't really miss much. The markets are very dead. Gold's pushing up nicely though. What would we be looking at now? From the 50%. Stop loss just at the low. So we'll be looking at an 11 risk to reward, almost a 12 risk to reward on this now. So who knows? It might push up. You've kind of now got an even stronger break here. Could actually end up being quite a nice trade. And for a 13.7 risk to reward, I'd say it's worth it. What is it? 1.1 points for 15.2 points in reward. In fact, actually, I'll set an alert, and we'll see if it drops back down. For now, equities are just doing nothing. Russell's dropping off. US 30s maintaining the highs, and ES and NQ are pretty much paired. Maybe wait for divergence or buy limit. I've not tested the divergence strategy on gold, so I'm not entirely sure. But just off of how I know like these two indicators work, I can imagine that there would be a divergence anyway off of this low and this low here if it were to sell off straight away. Obviously, if it like kind of gradually drops down, then maybe there won't be a divergence. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I'll have to do a little bit more testing on that. Russell these days just move opposite to the 3. Yeah, I've found that. Like it's been good because I quite enjoy trading Russell. Like it's quite safe and you can get some decent like return. For example, like if we'd have obviously we had this low here marked out on NQ. Came close and then we pushed back up, but if we'd then have looked at Russell, you know, it basically played out perfectly. So then we could have caught longs from just here, and you know we could be targeting this high, or you know we could have just been targeting what 1.4 points. So what $70 per contract. So I'd probably have got in with about 5 contracts. At which point it's $150 per point. So I mean that would have been $450. That would have been $600, $750. So you know you could have made decent money. I think the hardest day this week for Russell was Wednesday. Just because it just dropped with absolutely no pullbacks. Thankfully, I did actually manage to get long on this. I caught this trade here, which again, you know, I only needed 3 points, and I think I made $900 or something off of this. So you know, it can actually be a really good market to trade. It's quite slow, can get quite boring, but you know, if you kind of swap between all 4 equities, you can usually see a decent trade on Russell. But for now, everything's just kind of Kind of slow. But, you know, it is a Friday. You know, chilled out vibes. Gold's pushing up a little bit too much now. I wouldn't say this trade's going to happen. It's reversed, what, almost 20 points. So, yeah, might not get this trade on gold. Still keep an eye on it though. ES moved and NQ lags behind. Yeah. Yeah, NQ's not doing a whole lot. There's definite weakness within NQ right now. Yeah, ES being extended. Have a nice stop hunt here. NQ fail these highs, and then we might see a drop to come and take out Asia low. But so far, not a whole lot happening on the charts. US 30 really extending here. I'm not sure how far we are from all-time highs on US 30. Okay, so we've still got quite a way to go for US 30 all-time highs. NQ, obviously, we're sitting very close at. Currently about 125 points away. ES, also very close. Sitting 71 points away. Then Russell, I have no idea. Yeah, no, Russell's nowhere near all-time highs yet. It's actually quite crazy, really. Like, if you actually look at Russell, we've not made that much of like a recovery compared to all the others. It's definitely sitting a lot lower. So does this mean the tariffs were successful? I mean, it depends on what you classify as successful, I guess. You know, if you think that the tariffs were used just to manipulate the markets into crashing, so he can make himself and a bunch of his friends billions of dollars of profit, then yeah, I'd definitely say they were successful. If you're looking at it from a business standpoint of, you know, bringing more money into America by charging more, then maybe less successful. But I think we've got 9 days, 10 days until they end the pause, which is a week on Monday. So the 7th of July, 20 days before my birthday. Okay, ES has taken the highs on the day. There we go. We also have a divergence on ES. What about... Yeah. But not from this high here. We've got one from this high here. So, could see a little bit more upside on ES. Obviously NQ is still lacking behind. But for now we're just watching. I'm not sure how I feel about selling NQ at the moment. News in 1 minute. Yeah, but I don't think it's anything too crazy. Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing too bad. Won't get much of a move. Okay, another divergence on ES now. I feel like it's a little bit too early though. Market's only been open half an hour. Thank you, taking the day high. Okay. I did have another zone drawn out on the 4 hour. And it was... this one just here. So I'm expecting this zone here to get swept because this is what we reacted off last time. And then obviously we have this one here that we need to test. So we could see a market reversal from here, or we could see it just slap through and take all-time highs. Okay, gold's starting to sell off a little bit. Seems like it could just be another boring day, to be honest. Russell pushing back up. I'm expecting Russell to now basically come and match, to be honest. Come and take out these highs. US 30's just going crazy today. Pushing up almost 200 points just from New York. We've now tapped into that one zone. So we've met the 100%. Question is, will we hit the 50? Last time we were at all-time highs. We didn't quite tap into the 50% of this zone here. We just tapped into the 100 and then dropped. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't think this trade's valid on gold anymore. Why did that not delete? There we go. Yeah, been a very boring week this week for equities. It's really not been a lot of fun. Kwan says she still wants to short, maybe around 22,803, but ES and YM too strong. Yeah, I'm not. I think it will drop, but I'm a little bit reluctant to try and catch shorts today. If it does drop, though, I do think it'll be somewhere like within this, maybe a bit higher. Somewhere within this area here, we might see it starting to turn around. Just trying to make up for what I did today. So hurt from wrongly opening minis. Yeah, I know. But I mean, at least your daily drawdown, protected you from losing too much. Are the accounts still in profit, or? Trade of it auto liquidate 12.50 daily. Okay. Mine was $1,000 today. I mean, you can make that back. $1,000 isn't too crazy for futures. not a whole lot to really try and do. Everything's slowing down a little bit. Russell's finally taken daily high. So potential for a market turnaround now that everything's kind of matching. The only thing that's standing out is US 30, but I don't know. I don't really like trading US 30 at the moment. Like, its whole kind of market structure is just insane. It just kind of does like its own thing. And that zone is no longer valid. We saw a little bit of a slowdown, but just not really enough. We could just see it just push straight up for all-time highs now. I know that a lot of the market already thinks we're at all-time highs, so yeah, we're definitely slowing down a little bit here. So now's the kind of place where you're either going to be getting a reversal or you're going to get one massive candle that just slaps through all of this. The 5 minute slowing down as well. We'll see how this candle closes on the 5 minute. We've got about 3.5 minutes until it closes. Yeah, it's all a bit crazy today. What about everyone else? Has anyone else managed to catch any trades today? It's near 3SD. What's 3SD, Quasi? I'm not familiar with that one. Oh, 3 standard deviations, yeah. Oh, you've just put it in the chat. Sorry, I was just looking at the chart and I was like, SD, what could SD be? And then it clicked, and then I checked the chat and you'd already put it in there, so... Nice. What's that, AJ? Is that gold? Three standard deviation VWAP. Yeah, Asia session. Nice. Is that you done for the day then? Or are you still looking for more? Yeah, no, I don't blame you, man. And there's that candle that just slaps straight through, by the way. We are getting a divergence though. How big is this move? Okay, it's a decent sized move. 140 points. We'd be targeting the New York low if we were to get entry, though. The 5-minute candle. Okay. Good week so far, so don't want to spoil it. Yeah, I get you, man. Don't blame you. We're finally becoming overbought on the 5-minute chart as well. So we'll see if it drops now. Okay, I'm dropping off a little bit, but not quite as much as I'd like. It might just consolidate, to be honest. Just kind of like consolidate within this zone, and then later on in New York, we'll get the reversal play. That's another possibility. I'm not really sure what I'm doing my weekend. I think I'm going to go out tonight. Go see my dad and a couple of friends, and then tomorrow probably just housework, maybe a little bit of Crime Simulator, and then Sunday it'll probably just be dying in bed with some nice food and just watching God knows what on the TV. I think that sounds like a good plan. Okay, nice bearish open on this 5-minute. Ideal, I'd like this candle to remain bearish, and then we can consider shorts. The only thing is we don't want it to run away from us too quickly. Sounds like music to the ears. What about my weekend? Or about shorts? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've kind of got nothing to really do with my weekends at the moment. Like my girlfriend moves back home. When does she move back? I think in like 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that. So, mostly I'm just kind of preparing for her. Like, I'm looking at getting some new furniture so that she's got, like her own space in the house. But I mean, I'm looking at moving out soon anyway. To be honest, I want a new house. There, I'll get some pictures up for you. We'll turn this into a housing stream, right? Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's some crazy houses, like not too far away from whereabouts I live, and like just look at these. Like imagine waking up, right, and your office just has this as a view every single day. Like I don't even know what you'd even call those trees. It's just crazy. But that's the dream. That's the dream, you know. Rich trees. Yeah. Who knows, man? Maybe when I've you know, completed my $22,000 a day challenge, I'll start looking at properties like that. But I don't even know how many rooms that was. Did anyone catch how many rooms that was? Why does it not say? I have no idea. Oh, it's a 6-bedroom house. But like, I wouldn't even use 2 of those rooms because like it also comes with like a home office. So, and that's not classed as a bedroom. So it would literally just be like 5 bedrooms that are just unused. You know, and I don't even want kids. So, you know, it's not even like it's like future proofing or anything. Like I could have one as, I don't know, like a gaming room, I guess. For the cats, yeah. Room each for the cats. And just have like the craziest like contraptions for them to play with. Oh, I could finally get one of those wheels, you know, where like the cat like just runs in it, like a hamster wheel. Could finally get one of them. So we're closed bearish on this 5-minute, but I'm not liking how we're buying it back up. Like the RSI, sorry, the Williams dropped off way too quick on that. Yeah, no, I'd like a big house, but I also wouldn't like a big house. I feel like I'd get lonely. You know, because it'd just like I'd imagine it'd echo, right? Unless you have like loads of furniture, I'd imagine that like a big house like that would echo. And like, could you imagine just, I don't know, me doing a stream and all I can hear is like an echo of my voice, like down the halls, and yeah, it'd be a bit crazy. But then also like, just imagine that being your house, like you'd just wake up every single day just knowing that you've made it in life. Could someone let me know what time the psychology stream is today, please? Anyone? Anyone know? In 2 hours. Okay, so like 5:30 my time, yeah? Okay, that works. Oh, is it NQ short, already break even? Whereabouts did you get in? Because I mean, if it's still open, you know, you're 8:06. Okay. Did you get stopped at break even, or? Because I mean, you're up like 15, 16 points. Stops at break even. Okay, okay. Yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of getting short just because of how quickly like the Williams is dropping off. The RSI is still kind of holding, but I mean, obviously it's working out. But yeah, if anything, it probably should have been off the 5-minute close of the bearish candle. So in from here, but then that's quite a large stop. It's not really that great of a trade at that point. It's only a 3.4 risk to reward. So yeah, I don't really think that this strategy was valid today, to be totally honest. Like, I know that obviously it did line up. Like, you know, on the 1-minute chart, you could have quite easily have you know, seen this divergence here, seen this divergence here, and then entered off this close here. At which point you're looking at, I mean, already you'd have been up 2.6, but then for the day, it's still only an 8.8, and it's not the strongest of setups, so I feel like it's not really worth the risk at that point. Like, obviously, I know that like an 8.8 is a crazy like risk to reward, but like for how uncertain it was, I wouldn't have liked. Well, clearly I wouldn't have liked it because I was looking at that trade, but I just didn't place it. Yeah, it's just been a weird day. Like, ES is dropping off too quick on these. Russell, crazy drop compared to the rest of the markets. US 30, not too bad. Oh, you're in again, Kwasi. Oh, stop to BE. I thought you said stopped at BE. My bad, my bad. I mean, just remember what we were talking about yesterday, right? You know, now you're in with micros, so now you can just start scaling out. You know, if you think you're going to get stopped out, just scale out a position or two. You know, make sure that you're securing those profits. If this does continue dropping, then final TP, I would say, would be New York low. But yeah, I would, if your stop is in profit, I would at least close out. You say you're in with 5, so I'd at least close like 1. You know, just buy 1 contract and, you know, just leave like the other 4 running. Of course, obviously, you know, if you got in with 10, then, you know, you've already closed 5, so you're already doing it. But if you got in with 5, then yeah, I'd definitely look at scaling at least 1 contract out. And then maybe another scale out somewhere around here. And then probably leave like the other 3 for the full TP. That would be how I'd do that trade. Of course, you don't have to listen to me if you want to do it, however. You're in from 806, right? I know that obviously you've moved your stop loss to 90.5, just here. No worries, Kwasi. You closed 3 micro. Okay, nice. I don't know. Did you hear what I was saying while you were on your call, or did you like mute it? Because I was just saying how I'd probably have secured at least like 1 contract. You missed everything. Okay. So I was saying, like, if you're worried you're going to get stopped out, I'd have closed. It was around here. I'd have closed at least like 1 contract here, closed another contract here, and then left like the other 3 for New York low. How come you moved your stop loss to 90.5? I mean, not necessarily close too early, Like, you can manage the trades however you like. If you want to secure profit, then secure profit. At the end of the day, it's your account. You're in charge of it. You don't have to listen to some random person online. 7.5 because I don't want to see it come back above that doji candle. Oh, okay, I got you. Right, that makes sense. See, I usually try and avoid moving my stop loss, but I scale out of positions in order to cover my stop loss. So, like, for example, let's say I got in here with 5 micros, right? And it's a 19.5 stop. So if I then moved 19.5 points, which would be just there, then I'd get out with, maybe 2 to 3 of those contracts, unless of course the chart's telling me otherwise. But in order, like, for stop loss management, I don't normally do it 1-to-1. I usually wait for like a 2 or 3-to-1. But just for the sakes of easy maths, I'd get out enough contracts here to cover the loss on like the remaining contracts, if that makes sense. So you're essentially taking this 19.5 and multiplying it by 5, because you've entered with 5 contracts, and then when you get to the 19.5, if you then take out 3, even if you then come back up to this stop, you've still made 19.5 points of profit on 1 contract, because the other 2 have neutralized each other. But then obviously if you're doing that sort of, where did I say to get out? I said somewhere here, right? So, 28 points, that's weirdly close to double this. So, if you got 1 contract out, then obviously you've now covered 28 points of the 19.5 times 4. And then obviously you take one out around here. Yeah, you've now covered 68 points of the 19.5 times 3. And yeah, it's a bit of a confusing way of doing it, but I don't know, it works pretty well for risk management within positions that you're not entirely confident within. It's my first time trying to scale out. I was busy setting buy stop limits on TradingView, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of trading on TradingView, but that's just because of like the delay. You know, I like to see everything as smoothly as possible, whereas like with TradingView, if a move happens, you know, you've got like maybe 0.4, 0.5 seconds before it actually gets displayed on here. And, you know, if the market starts acting crazy, you're not going to see each of those, you know, each of those ticks moving in the microseconds that it takes them to actually move. You're just going to see the charts just jump, 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 jump. So it's like, it's just a really choppy experience, and I'm just not a massive fan. I think my favorite trading platform is, it has to be Tradeovate. I love the Tradeovate. Like the charts move so smoothly. I've never really had any issues. Obviously, I know I had problems with it during high volatility, which was where are we? Oh, it was quite a while ago actually. What was it? It was during this period here. Like, I had serious problems here and here as well, where, you know, the market was moving that much that my data feed actually ended up like delayed. So on TradingView, the price was up here, but on Tradeovate at the exact same time, price was still down here and was still activating orders here. So I actually could have used it to my advantage. I actually could have just bought the market here, knowing that it's going to come up to there, and made insane profits. But by the time I'd actually realised, I'd already suffered a loss. So yeah, it didn't work out great. But I mean, how often are the markets going to be, you know, tariff level volatile, right? Like it just doesn't really happen. I've just opened Premiere Pro by accident, my bad. There we go. Okay. Closed it down. Oh, Russell's just jumped up crazy. I think I'm missing a candle on... Yeah, this gap's not real, by the way, guys. I'm just missing a candle on gold. You can see at the bottom on the time frame, it goes from 35 to 33. So we're missing the 34 candle. But this would now be whereabouts I'd be looking for a buy trade setup on gold. I'm not too sure what level it will come down to. You could try here, or you can hold out for this level here. But essentially, you're now getting this move, right? Yeah, the candle problem still happens, sadly. It disappeared for a little while, but I think it's like changing between these too quickly. I think it just messes up TradingView a little bit. So NQ is pushing back up. This is quite a push. We didn't have any news, so I wonder if some sort of like announcement's been made. Or is someone speaking, maybe? They won't be speaking still, I can't imagine. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Possible area for shorts, though. Nice little break. Come back up, retest. And now you'd be basically looking for your first scale out at this level. And then kind of just maintaining the same areas of interest from what I previously mentioned. Yeah, it's getting close to London close as well, so a lot of commercials might be stepping out of the market now. At which point, this is their kind of final push for getting out of their long positions. I'll probably keep the stream going for another like 20-ish minutes, guys, just until like London close, and then we'll see what the markets are doing, and then we'll go from there. That sounds good to you guys? And then, of course, I hope to see you all at the psychology podcast. Quasi, yeah. So I ended up streaming yesterday, right, for longer than usual, and I was watching this whole area here for shorts, and I think I ended the stream like somewhere around here. And then, literally, I ended up seeing this. I got in short, like, just here. My stop loss was there, and my TP was this low, just here. And it was, like, literally 10 minutes or so after ending the stream. It just hit, and I caught the trade. But it was as if, like, the markets just knew that I was waiting for it, and just knew that I was streaming, and just made me wait for it. What time will the podcast be today? It's in about an hour and 45 minutes, I believe. If you check out the events, then you should be able to see it there. It's this one just here. Yeah, Russell's pushing up like crazy. I do think that we'll see a reversal though. I'm not sold on the fact of us pushing all-time highs today, or if we do, it'll be later on. I feel like we're gonna at least come and take out this low, maybe target this zone, and then bounce from there. So we could get something along the lines of push up here, come down, obviously sweeping this, tap into there, and then push up in the afternoon for all-time highs. But at the moment, it just seems to be kind of just consolidating in this area. Obviously, we've got a little bit of like liquidity sitting at the bottom. I do recognise that we kind of tapped into this demand zone right here. But given the fact that we've just pushed up and then immediately been sold back off, don't think this is strong enough to break the highs. So it should be push back down, try this demand zone, and then see if that one gives us the bounce. No worries, Quasi. Oh, is that the same as TTE? What do you mean? What do you mean, the one held in the BG? So it covers similar topics. Obviously, it's just about psychology, but it's held on a Friday, just in case people can't make it on the Blue Guardian for Monday. Yeah, we're playing around in the zone quite a lot. Getting closer and closer to London close, and we're playing around more and more. Still psychology course on Clicklix. 9 since it's free. Going around 1 hour daily for psychology. If there's a podcast, I join. If not, I search on. Okay, I mean that sounds good. But yeah, it's the same person who like hosting as who's on the course, but basically it's like just like a Q&A type thing, you know, just get a couple people on to talk. Very similar to like the Monday one. Still have one contract left at original stop loss at New York High. Nice. I do think it'll play out. I'm just not sure if we'll get New York low. Because like I said, we could see this play out. Oh. Yeah, we could see, you know, quick drop, tap, and then in the afternoon just push up, but we're just having to wait and see, I suppose. Pushing a little bit lower. Might be a very slow drop, but I can see it definitely targeting like this area here at least. It's just obviously the closer we get to London close, the more it's just going to be choppy. Just trying to like basically liquidate as many orders as they can before the commercials close. It's trying to drop. Oh. I don't know if anyone else got the shorts off, but I managed to get in around here. Is it going to take TP? It's getting close. And there's TP. Sorted. Lovely stuff, Quasi. Recovered around 400. Only 600 lost for the day. I mean, that's what matters, right? You know, you managed to take a solid trade, and you know you followed your instincts as far as like risk management and profit securing is concerned. I'm not sure whereabouts you had your TP set. I don't know if you had it set at this low, or maybe you had it set at like the bottom of this demand zone. But you know you've managed to recover a good 40% of your losses within a single day. So you know now you should be able to kind of scale it over the next week, and then you know that $600 loss will just be a thing of the past. Just don't try and chase it. You know, even if you only make $200 a day, it's still only 3 days. You know, and then you're back to whereabouts you were. And one thing to always remember about trading is there is always tomorrow. You know, you don't have to try and recover all your losses the same day. You know, even if it takes you a month to make back your loss, you still make it back. You know, it can be a grind or it can happen straight away. It's, you know, entirely dependent on the markets. But if they're just not suitable, then, you know, don't try and chase. Yes, Quasi. Trade today so that you can trade tomorrow. I feel like we need that on a t-shirt. Or in my case, get it on a hat. Put it on a nice cap and I'll wear it. But yeah, let me just post this in the chat real quick. There we go. That's my profit for the day. And that's the power of patience, you know? We were looking at this whole area here for shorts, and I just wasn't confident taking it up here. And oddly enough, we ended up retesting exactly into the same area, where I then caught it and rode it down just there. Happy days. We've got 5 minutes until the markets close. Well, until London close, sorry. Yeah, we'll see if that demand zone gets tapped. And who knows? Maybe I'll stream like a little bit longer just to watch it. But I will be done for trading today. I won't be opening up any more positions. Quasi, building up confidence tiny, bit by bit. That's what matters, you know? Progression isn't a, leap and bounds kind of game. It's the little steps that really build up. I was tempted to hold a little bit longer and see if we tap into this, which I'm a little bit sad that I didn't. But at the end of the day, it's only an extra, what, from the lowest point, 16 points right now. So it's not too bad. But it's another 1% added for the week. Well, just shy of 1%. Two and a half minutes until London close. And I feel like there's two ways they can go, right? We're either going to tap into a demand zone, it could be this one, or it could be further down, and then we're going to push up. Or London's going to close, and we're going to get huge manipulation to the top side, where obviously we're going to grab all these resting orders at the top, and then we're going to see a full market reversal back down towards either New York low or Asia low. I don't think we're just going to go sideways. There's always three steps to the markets, right? And that's either building liquidity, hunting the buy stops, or hunting the sell stops. And obviously building liquidity is when you're just going sideways, and then you finally break, but after a sweep, that's all that liquidity getting taken at this stage. Then we push up, then we build as much like liquidity as we can. Come, take it, and now, hopefully, we get this move here. However, I do think that we're going to go bullish because we didn't actually really sweep. So this is still being built here. And that's what's making me think that we're going to come tap into this demand and then push up. And you'll also notice, off of this high here, we had a nice little divergence. It didn't match up on the RSI, sadly, but just one is still an added confluence, right? Back in the good market days, does NQ always go back and forth like these days too? Not really. So back in the good days of NQ, you used to get a huge move straight away off of market open, and then you'd kind of get one of two things, right? You'd either get a complete reversal straight away, at which point you were having to be quite quick, and that's where like your left-hand side of the chart was coming into play, because usually the move straight away would be hunting previous day highs, like liquidity zones, things like this, and then you'd get an immediate reaction, and it would actually then be a bearish day, and then kind of for the whole rest of the day it should remain bearish, and your first real trade was in the first 15 minutes, or it would push up, then kind of just slowly build up at the top, and then you'd get one sweep which would then tap into a either demand or supply zone that was on that original push up, and then that would be your entry with a really tight stop, and then you'd get a full market sweep of the low of both, well, of all three really, London, New York, and Asia. And it used to just be so easy, like you could honestly read it like a book. But ever since the Orange Man has become president, everything's kind of just changed. I've seen them only in the back test. Yeah, you don't realize you've got something good until it's not there anymore, right? So, I used to get stressed out of those markets sometimes, but if I could go back, then I would. We've tapped into the 100% of this demand zone. We're immediately getting some buyers stepping in. So, London markets have also closed now. So, and oddly enough, it tapped in just on the 4 o'clock candle, which is whereabouts New York closes. Sorry, London closes. So, it's funny, isn't it, how you notice little things like this. It's funny, before I start trading ES, I did backtest for a year, and it was all like what you just said, and then when I actually jumped into the market, boom, and get chopped daily. Yeah, honestly, the amount of like Instagram reels I've seen recently of people, and they're just like, they're like drawing on the charts, right? And they're like, who remembers like the good old days when NQ used to just, market open, it'd push up, it'd come down, it'd go up, it'd come down, it'd sweep, and then it'd just come down, and you'd catch the perfect trade straight away. And now NQ is just, it pushes up, it pushes down, it pushes up, and then it goes bleh. And I've seen so many videos creating this exact thing. Oh, it's great, because it tells me that like it's not just me. Everyone's struggling with the markets at the moment, and it just helps you like have confidence again. Because, you know, a lot of people, if like they're trading on their own or they're not talking to people or they're not watching videos and stuff, you know, they'll be getting chopped up and they'll be thinking it's a skill issue, you know. They'll be doubting themselves as a trader, potentially even then quit trading, or, you know, just racking up losses after losses after losses. And, you know, when you see that it's kind of a, you know, market-wide struggle, that's when you can kind of step back and go, okay, so it's not just me. Mark, thank you very much for attending, bro. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you in the next one. To be fair, I'm probably going to end the stream here, actually. We've seen it now tap into this demand, and we are turning bullish, so who knows? Maybe this will actually play out. But keep an eye on it, guys. Let me know. If it works out, ping me. And yeah. But that's going to be me for today, guys. Much love. I'll see you in the psychology podcast, hopefully. And yeah, have a great weekend. And I'll catch you on Monday.